What's up, guys? This is Killikai coming at you live, well, live for me, not live for you. So, welcome back to my channel. And today, instead of just doing the normal guide that I probably should have continued, I'm actually making a map guide. And I couldn't have done this without my fellow friends in the community, and that would be Bloodsport and Ragnar. And they helped me put this all together since we decided to pinpoint where these specific dinosaurs are in the game. I wanted to double check with some of the amazing community members and just make sure I'm not making an idiot out of myself. So, with 13 dinosaurs to go over, let's get started. Now, I'm going to make it easy, honestly, and I'm just going to talk about the 3 dinosaurs that I find everywhere. Like I'm saying, when you go to these areas, yes, in some parts of the map, it is dead. It's just how it is. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter where you go. These dinosaurs will usually be there, and those are the Anky, the Triceratops, and the Galli. They're always there. Doesn't matter where you turn. You will always see them in your contracts. And speaking of contracts, that is the #1 thing for this whole video that I suggest you do. So you can either 1, do a contract, make your money, do what you gotta do. 2, if you want to know a little trick, if you're looking for rares and stuff and you don't know where they are, and the contract does circle where those specific dinosaurs move and where the next one will be, I suggest claiming that dinosaur, not filling the contract. Granted, you won't get as much money as you would for a contract, but you get to know where that next dinosaur is, and then just keep looking for that to see if you can find a rare that could be an initial spawn in your map. Just saying. Anyways, I'm rambling. But yes, the Galli, the Anky, and the Triceratops are everywhere you look on this map. Just, you'll hear them, I promise you, and they'll be there. Next up is the Pachy, because I left that one out in the last recording I did, so I'm gonna say it now. The Pachys are going to be mainly on the, what is it? Southwest of the map, and they'll just keep going up a little bit more to the little coast, and then it's almost in between but opposite of, I know that sounds stupid, the boat and the temple. There is a coast as well there that they like to be with the Brachiosaurus. And the temple, there are so many at the temple. Just go there. It's a hotspot. Do a contract, claim it. I guarantee there's going to be at least 3 of them in that general peninsula area. And then speaking of a hotspot, go to the northeast, because that cabin area is really good for them. And they do go a little bit down near the cave as well. It's a little dangerous over there. Just saying. But if you can usually always find at least 2 around the cabin as well, and that's always convenient if you're looking for that for a contract, if you're looking for that as a rare, you know where to look. Now let's get to it, and let's talk about the Brachiosaurus, because that one's pretty basic and easy. They are 1 at the warehouse, so that's where you start out at. I know you guys might not know the names of the fast travel places, so I apologize, but I'm going to be showing clips of where they are near on the map, so it will make sense. But they're near the warehouse, a little bit northwest from the warehouse as well. There's going to be a coast, like I said, for the Pachys that they like to be. And you will find plenty of them at the center lake, which is next to the radio tower fast travel place. Then you have the, what is it? The northeast shore. In between the container and the cabin, there is a huge shoreline where there is plenty. I say it's a hot spot. I think it's a hot spot for a lot of dinosaurs up there. And if you haven't checked it out, you totally should. What else? And then a little bit east of the cave, I only get maybe 1 there, but if you're ever just roaming around and you have a contract, there should be a circle over there. Just saying. Let's keep it on track. And if you're wondering what I'm looking down at, by the way, it's me being old school and I have everything written down. So we've talked about that. Let's talk about the Pteranodons. Now the Pteranodons do fly about a good bit of the areas. Honestly, they do like to stay more inland until you get to the boat and the temple. They will be flying across the water there. And there is a hotspot between the boat and, no, from the warehouse and the boat. If you go a little bit northwest, there's a little bit of a mountainous area there, and they just fly over every time. And I think it's, if you ever decide you want to go up on the hills, the mountains, use a flashlight, they're gonna get you. So just be aware. If you hear them calling in the air, you should probably look up just in case they're literally flying right at your head, because they like to do that. And if you can't see on the screen, there is one here. We are at the center lake. They do like to cross over at this area as well. Let me think. And then yeah, more inland and stuff. They're not too far south. I've noticed with the fuel depot, it has to be like where the mountains start and then they decide to be there. So maybe they just like the high ground. I don't know what they do, but you know. Ooh, Compies. So I should have put this right after the Anky, Galli, and Triceratops. The Compies are almost everywhere. I kid you not. Granted, the Compies are in pockets of areas, so definitely use your contract to identify where they could be, or just look down, follow the tracks, whatever. They're gonna make noise when you get close enough, but they like to hide, I want to say. Kind of stay stationary for a little bit. I've noticed them against the rocks. I've noticed them against the trees. So just, if you think you're there, like what I do is I put a waypoint in the middle of the circle, right? So I go to the middle of the circle, and if I don't hear anything, I literally will pop off a shot just to hear if they're around. And they will make noise, and usually they will come after you. So can't hurt, right? Like instead of us having like a whistle like we would in another game to make something flush, like that's just getting their attention. They're like, oh. Or you'll see a lot in this video, I use the flashlight to my advantage to get some dinosaurs' attention. So if they're not really looking at you and they're kind of just a little bit in the distance, sometimes if you flash the flashlight on and off, they'll run at you. So beware, but just saying. Let's talk about, ooh, wait, I didn't even get to say some spots. Some spots that are really good for the Compies is the temple and the cabin. And I don't know where else, but and near the container. And speaking of the container, we're going to talk about the raptors. The raptors love the container. Half the time, I'm not even joking, I'll spawn into the container and raptors will just attack me. I don't know if it's just when they're roaming through and then it's just bad timing on my part. I really don't know. But they will be there and they're in packs. Usually I never encounter just one there. I've seen a raptor. I really wish I was recording. They've got buildings at the container. I've seen a raptor jump into the window of that building and I was like, good to know, I won't be safe here. But yeah, they love to roam around there. You will find a lot of raptors in that area if you keep going a little bit of south, and even really in that general area. Anything that's kind of covered with a bunch of trees is where you will find them. Raptors do hide in trees. So like I said, use your contract, put it in the middle, and you're bound to find where they are. You just have to look at the tree because sometimes they're just hiding there like little creeps. Is what it is, but you will find them there. You'll find them in the temple area, I've noticed. That's where I just got my recent albino at, actually. And I tend to find raptors as well going east of the warehouse. So if you just take a right when you go to the warehouse, they will be there all up in the forest and you can find them easily. Trust me, they'll find you. You'll hear them. What else we got? So let's talk about the Iguanodon and Carnos because they're almost hand in hand with this map, minus the Carnos going a little bit further away. So these areas, it's going to be a little bit of a cluster of me showing the combination of the two, but they like the lighthouse, they like the temple, they like the fuel depot, And if you go a little bit actually in between the lighthouse and the temple, like go out of those peninsulas, and in the middle there's like an actual like decent area of land that's not so close to the water, you will find plenty of both. I kid you not. Plenty. Trust me. That's a hot spot for sure. And what else? So the Carnos, they like to go to this lake, which I call the Heart Lake. And that is a little bit northwest from the warehouse. Don't mind me. And they like to chase. Like, Carnos are a pain. If you are looking for one for a contract, or if you're just trying to hunt them for rares, they run. They move, they go, like they're going places. And I sometimes do wish we did have a collar for them, because it is hard to get their attention, but they're constantly moving. So this is gonna help you kind of generalize where they go. And honestly, it's not too bad to get it to where they actually are in a peninsula, so they don't have too much places to run around. Just saying. So we've got that. Let's talk about the Spino. Spinos, I love Spinos. Ever since I hit level 16, I don't get Spino contracts, so it's very blind. Like I'm hunting blind for them, and I kind of like it because I don't know where they'll be. So when I hear the footsteps or I hear the hissing of the Spino, I'm like, yay! Like I get so excited. There's such a cool feature to this game that I love it, and I'm gonna insert a clip of when a Spino actually was at the Heart Lake and ran down and swam after me and killed me, and it looks like an alligator and it's terrifying, but it's fine. So you'll find them also west and east of that warehouse, like on those coasts. They will definitely be there, and on the east side they will go up a little bit where that heart-shaped lake is. So you can find them a little bit inland, but not too much. It kind of makes sense. They're aquatic dinosaurs. They want to be near the water and whatnot. And then, so we have that, and we have pretty much on the west side, it will go all the way up those peninsulas and near the boat. I've seen it coming towards me, like away from the boat, and I'm like, oh, that's really far. And I didn't expect it, but and then you can find those guys at the temple as well. And I love it over there because it's there's a lot of forest areas. There's a lot of trees and brush and whatnot. So you're like, you'll hear its footsteps and you'll know it's there. The Rex can't go over there. So it's just, you'll know when you hear those footsteps, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a Spino. And then you get all giddy like me, maybe. So they're there. They can just roam that coast and run after dinosaurs and whatnot. And let's talk about the Giga. So the Giga, honestly, I'm just gonna throw this hotspot out there. South of the container, going towards the center lake. And they go to the center lake as well. But I'm just telling you, like, go south and you'll find plenty of them. I remember shooting at a couple of them, and I'd shoot at one and all of a sudden I heard another one and I was like, oh no. And I love that. It's so chaotic because even if you're, let's say, shooting at a Raptor or a Compy or something, you'll hear their noise and you're like, oh, I'm not alone out here. And I think that's one of the coolest features, is that it's not just limited numbers of carnivores on these maps. They can be clustered with them, and it's such a blast. And so that is my hotspot for them. They're close to the north part of the center lake near the radio tower. They are also a good bit of the center west of the map, closer to, I'm trying to think what that would be. I'm going to put it where the Pteranodons have a hotspot, where these mountains can join, and there's like a strip of like flat area, and they like to go through there and then just walk up a hill, and it's just, you'll always have one or two there. It's just how it goes. And then the Gigas and the Spinos will attack each other, so keep that in mind. If you do see a rare of each or one, you better shoot it, because then they're gonna attack each other and mess up the integrity of that kill, and it's not fun, trust me. And last but not least, let's talk about the Rex. And I had a blast recording this, so I hope you guys enjoyed. The Rexes are in various places of this map, and they do roam a lot of it. So they are majorly pretty much like from the center to the east side before you get to the fuel depot, all the way up north. Kid you not. You are going to see these guys everywhere. You're going to see them at the radio tower. And yes, they can get up on that hill as well. So keep that in mind if you think you're safe. You're not always safe. And then fast travel to the cave. They can go enter in the cave and then almost kill you as well. You're not safe with these guys. And then let's fast travel to the warehouse. And they can be there too. You think you're alright with the beginner fast travel spot, and you're not. They can be there as well. And another hotspot that I've noticed with them is I want to say it's a northeast shoreline where it's a plethora of dinosaurs. Like, I'm talking so many dinosaurs. But the last time, which is only 2 days ago, I recorded over there. I found 3 Rexes just roaming those coasts, just slaughtering Brachiosaurus. Like it was nothing. So I was like, absolutely not. Peace out. And I was like, no, I don't want it. But I love that there's more than one Rex. Like, I played Carnivores 2015, like way back when. They only had like 1 or 2 Rexes max on the entire map. Boo. So yeah. This is what I like to do for Rexes. If I'm not in the mood to fight them, I will select that contract of that Rex so I know where one of them is, you know? And then other than that, if you keep roaming around, you gotta keep updating it. I'd say refresh. Unless you're fast traveling, then it does refresh on its own. But yeah, I'm out of breath. I think that's it for this video. Sorry for it being almost 20 minutes long. Hopefully I can sort of edit and make this a little bit better. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope this is helpful. If it's not, and if you have more questions, let me know, comment down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.